Good morning, world.
Good morning. Well, it's been a few days, but we're going to talk about the tragedy that happened in Waukesha, Wisconsin, when a madman drove through a Christmas parade, killing 5 people, injuring about 40 more, and we're going to put a little spin on it for you. Stay tuned. I'm Cedric.
And I'm Brian, and this is Cedric and Brian.
Welcome back, guys. Like we said in the intro, we're going to talk about the tragedy that happened over in Waukesha, Wisconsin, where a madman drove through a Christmas parade, killing 5 people and injuring 40 plus more.
Preventable tragedy.
Preventable tragedy, exactly. Hope you guys had an incredible Thanksgiving. If you get a chance to see it, check out our last Thanksgiving episode.
I think I'm almost as big as Cedric now.
My goodness. And we're going to talk about this a little bit. But you guys, this could have been preventable, and you always have to be prepared. So we hope that you're prepared. Do you have enough food, water, and other essentials to get you through tough times? If not, check out My Patriot Supply. They're the nation's #1 preparedness company, and they've served millions of American families just like yours. Right now, you can save 25% off their popular 4-week emergency food kit, which will keep you well fed for 4 weeks worth of breakfast, lunch, dinner, drinks, and snacks, totaling over 2,000 calories a day. This food stays fresh for up to 25 years in proper storage, so it will be there when you need it. In fact, you may need it a lot sooner than that.
So don't wait. Go to www.preparewithcedricandbrian.com. That's www.preparewithcedricandbrian.com. Get yours today.
Right. All right. Here we go. You guys have probably heard a lot about this. It's a terrible tragedy. And I guess you could say Brian and I, in our production meeting, which takes all of 2 minutes usually, we've made some choices about this video. For one, we're not going to mention this gentleman's name. He doesn't need to have any more publicity. And two, there is a video. If you've seen the video of what happened with the red Ford, it was a red Ford SUV, came barreling from the back of people walking down the parade in Waukesha, Wisconsin. We're not going to show that video either. We're not even going to put the link. And if it's out there on the internet, if you really want to look at it, you can find it. But we made the decision not to show it.
That was much more dangerous than the assault rifle that Kyle Rittenhouse had.
Yeah, we'll talk about that as well. And the thing that's weird, though, they're saying that this gentleman, I'm not going to say gentleman.
Yeah, quit using that term.
I can't say the word I want to say because we'll be demonetized. But anyway, this individual, it was just terrible. And I don't know. And they said there was no correlation between what happened with the verdict of the Kyle Rittenhouse trial and what this guy did. I kind of find that hard to believe because we're going to talk about it later on. They looked on his social media site, it was full a lot of racial rhetoric directed toward white people. He was a wannabe rapper. I think his rap game is about as terrible as his driving skills.
And his song, he was actually rapping in front of that red SUV.
Yeah, big fan, proponent of Malcolm X. So I think it had a lot to do with the trial, the outcome of the Kyle Rittenhouse trial.
Is Wisconsin turning into a Washington?
I hope not.
Or a Oregon?
I hope not. It's terrible. And I want to go into a few things really quick. And this is terrible because the media, and you've heard Brian and I talk about this numerous times, if you took someone like me, my skin complexion, and I took my red SUV and I ran down a bunch of people walking in a parade like a coward, you notice that the news media, how they put the spin on it. They said, suspect runs through crowd.
Yeah, and unlike the Kyle Rittenhouse, which was white, always knew his white, and then you didn't know the color of the people that he shot because they wanted you to make your own mind up, even though they were white.
Right. And I'm surprised, CNN and MSNBC didn't put something along the lines of black suspects surrounded by white supremacists at a Klan rally gets spooked. Well, they can't say spooked. Gets scared and accidentally runs over people trying to escape.
They're probably really upset that they found stuff on his social media because otherwise they could have said he was the blackface of white supremacy.
Right. And this is the thing that just really bugs me because I'm so sick and tired of the media playing this race game to keep us fighting.
There's an experiment that was done. I don't know if you ever remember this. where they would take a rat and they would put him in a cage that had an electrocuted floor, and they would shock him. And they would just keep shocking him until he bundled up and just tried to make himself as small as they could. Then they did the same experiment, but they put a second rat in there, and they shocked them both. They didn't curl up, they started fighting. So when you aggravate people enough and there's somebody to turn their anger to, they will fight. That's what the media is doing with us.
Right.
They're taking and they're shocking us and they're shocking us, and then we're looking across the aisle and we're fighting.
Yes.
And that's exactly what happened with that rat experiment.
Yeah. So we all know. And you guys, and if you're against what I'm saying, please leave in the comments section. And here's the thing. I want it to be an emotional response. Tell me why you feel the way you feel, because there's no way you can't convince me that if the color was different between two men, a black man versus a white man, it would have been completely different as far as the media is concerned.
Oh, I don't even, because I try not to watch it like we said on our last earlier. I watch what I can so that I can know what's out there in the ether. But I have a feeling this story will probably die a lot faster than Kyle Rittenhouse story.
Absolutely.
Or the Jacob Blake story.
Absolutely.
And again, like what Cedric was saying, when Jacob Blake, and they still said it weeks after we knew the facts, black father shot, unarmed black father shot by white cop. So you always got the race when it was that way. He was a black criminal, but they didn't even have to say the color because...
Criminal.
Yeah, because with this guy that rolled over people, I did watch a lot of it, and like he said, they just said suspect. But man, if it was reversed, it would be white or white supremacist or something of that effect.
That's crazy. And, we're going to play a quick clip to introduce you to this guy. And we vacillated back and forth. Should we show this clip? We're going to show it because even though this is not a humorous topic, I kind of wanted to poke fun at him. So I'm going to, being the resident black guy who speaks Ebonics on the Cedric and Brian show,
He can make that joke.
I'm going to pause this and let you know what the translation is so you can kind of get an idea of what this guy is all about.
Kind of like Airplane back in the day, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Airplane back in the day.
Because she spoke jive.
That's right. For those of you who know that movie, you know it well.
John Majunkin, we know you know that movie.
So go, Brian. You can cue that up. Is it already queued up? And then I will drive.
As we fall out all of a sudden, now I'm a pedophile. Let me explain that. 10 years ago, 2006, I caught a case.
He caught a case. What that means is that when a man or a woman has an interest in someone who is a lot younger than them, which is very inappropriate, that is called catching a case. On a more sophisticated level, think Anne Bancroft and Dustin Hoffman in The Graduate. Is it The Graduate? Yes, that is catching a case.
Ah, okay.
Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Okay, so I'm just educating people here.
I'm gonna back up a little bit.
I caught a case with my oldest daughter's mama. Yes, my baby mama.
I don't have to explain that. A baby's mama is someone who you are not married to or you really don't have any heartfelt feelings for, but you have gotten together and you have created a child or children and you have no intention of being with her further on.
Thank you, Cedric, for the education.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for.
Yes, my baby mama. She's from Oakland. I was busting moves in Nevada.
Busting moves? I thought that was a dance thing.
That's not a dance thing. That's not Turbo and Frozone from Frozone. Good Lord. What's from break dancing? John Majunkin, you'll help me out with that. He was busting moves. Long story short, he was trying to make his life better. So he was making some changes in his life, trying to get a job, trying to get educated. So he was busting moves. He left Wisconsin and went to Nevada to bust some moves.
Oh, God. See, I'm learning.
Busting moves in Nevada. I meet the she says she want to get down, so I'm pimping on the I'll take her to Nevada.
Do I have to explain that? He decided to enter into the world's oldest profession. And he said, I will be your manager.
What was the B that he was talking about?
Baby. Beautiful.
Female dog?
Beautiful female dog. And so, oh my goodness, this. It's easy to make fun of this guy because he's such an idiot.
She want to get down, so I'm pimping on the I'll take her to Nevada. You know what I'm saying? I get cracked. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know the...
What's I get cracked?
Getting cracked refers to, is involved in a sexual position, normally from behind, which is very violent in nature. So he took he's the manager, so he took his client and he decided to test out her skills. So he messed up and got cracked. And so he's behind, and all of a sudden, oh, wait, you're 16?
Ah, so she was the underage person, too. Yeah, I'm
So
sure he didn't know.
That's what's getting cracked.
Saying I get cracked. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know the bitch was 16 at the time. She gave a statement to the police and told them, yeah, she was hoeing, that I was pimping, and that she was 16, and that I didn't know that. Okay?
What an upstanding gentleman.
Yes. And although Wisconsin is a lot of farm area, hoeing in this sense does not refer to taking a flat-bladed object and tilling the ground. It refers to using her in the world's oldest profession. Such an idiot. I just had to make fun of this guy. Such an idiot. Again, we're not going to use his name, but this gives you an idea of who he is as an individual. If he's going to take a young 16-year-old girl and basically prostitute her out, and then play the dumb role and say, oh, I didn't know you were 16. I was just sampling you to see what it was all about.
So is that they get to sample the wares?
I guess.
That's how it works. That was very educational. Very educational, because I know we have a large percentage of people in my demographic that probably would have not known what he was talking about.
That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. You got to be able to talk to them in the streets and in the suites. Our illustrious grandpa in chief, Mr. What did he say? That's a cue card or
Teleprompter man.
Teleprompter man. He made a comment right after the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. Immediately before he got a chance to know this man.
End quote.
End quote. He said that Kyle was a white supremacist. Terrible. He knew nothing about the man. He knew nothing about the case. And here's the leader of our country making a snap judgment on someone like that.
Do you think that,
terrible,
that he'll be able to actually sue the president of the United States? I know you can impeach one twice.
3 times. Sometimes.
3 times.
Yeah.
A lady.
Right. And the thing that Biden said, he came out right at the cuff and called Kyle Rittenhouse a white supremacist. Flip the script, like we said earlier during our intro, had the colors been reversed, had it been a white man who perpetrated this crime, media would have been ablaze, Wisconsin would have been ablaze, people would have been rioting, pillaging, dogs and cats sleeping together. But because the color scheme was reversed, there's quiet. And if you look at this...
Here's my fear.
What's that?
This is my fear. Because of what the media is doing to us, remember the rats in the cage, is you're probably going to see now a real white supremacist go plow through a BLM march or something. I hope it doesn't happen.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But I'm just saying, they're agitating people so much by constantly spinning things through one narrative that they're going to piss people off. And all these people that want to call out Kyle Rittenhouse for being a white supremacist who is not, guess what? You're going to bring from the gutter all the real white supremacists out. It's just what you're doing, and you're probably creating them from people that would have no intention of being. It's like when you're in a prison. You're in a situation where you have to kind of pick your side.
Right.
Well, they're causing that in society now because they're pissing people off so much.
Exactly.
And that's why we have this channel. It doesn't have to be this way, people.
Yeah, go along. Yeah.
But the media just keep listening to it, and our stupid president of the United States. Sorry, Joe, I've got the First Amendment on my side. I can say that.
Exactly. And we got this little clip here from Biden on the Waukesha tragedy. He says, quote, "We don't have all the facts and details yet." And that's only because of the color game, the old skin game.
He didn't have the facts when it was Kyle Rittenhouse, but he was quick. This is when he was still running for president. He was quick to call him a white supremacist.
Yeah.
Sorry, I gotta calm down.
It's a damn shame.
Damn shame.
CNN had the audacity to say, well, he was doing that because we were thinking he was fleeing another domestic situation. I don't care.
That excused it.
Yeah, I don't care if it's Black Friday and you're trying to get to the store to buy the last Xbox, whatever the news went out today. That was no reason for that because there were no brake marks. It was intentional.
He was staring into people.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I think while you don't understand why we have watched Brian and I for the last 2 years, I am not making this a black thing. I am not making this a white thing. I'm making this a right or wrong thing.
Yeah.
There's right and there's wrong.
There's people out there that are getting frustrated because of what you see on places like The View, from our president, from almost every mainstream media source except for maybe Fox and OAN and a few. You're getting frustrated because if they can call somebody like Kyle Rittenhouse a racist or a white supremacist who if you watch that Tucker thing, you'll see he's the furthest thing from it. In fact, they dug through all of his social media because they wanted to find it. The kid was not a white supremacist. And
well, he said something that shocked you. You found out something about him.
Yeah, he said he supports BLM. And,
teach his own.
That's which shows you he's just an uneducated 17-year-old kid who wanted to just go out and do something good by trying to help protect innocent people from a bad situation with all those heroes starting fires.
Yeah. For those of you out there who think, well, and I know you're just using emotion, and you guys stop thinking with emotion and start thinking with logic and take color out of everything. For those of you who are comparing Kyle Rittenhouse to this guy that ran them over and say, well, you know what? He did the exact same thing. I'm going to read a laundry list here. It may take 30 seconds. It may take 45 seconds. Depends on how much my friend here wants to edit out. But I'm going to go through a quick little laundry list of this guy's, this is his rap sheet from 1999. I'm going to go through this very quickly. 1999, arrested, carry concealed weapon. Later in 1999, arrested, aggravated battery, great harm, felony, dismiss. 2000, aggravated battery, intent, great harm, felony, convicted. Again in 2000, resisting, misdemeanor, and cocaine possession. 2002, take and drive vehicle without consent, habitual criminal, felony. 2003, resisting arrest. 2005, receiving stolen property and possessing a controlled substance. 2009, a paternity warrant. That's baby's mama. 2009, resisting officer. 2010, felony strangulation and suffocation. Misdemeanor battery.
I'm going to stop you halfway through there because
yeah, I'm halfway through.
All you kept hearing about Rittenhouse was if he was black, he would have got sent to prison. This guy was black, and he was on the streets with all of this. So
this fool had no business being walking around.
That all of you who happen to listen to any CNN, MSNBC, and The View, everything, that hears that spewed every time, and you just turn on the TV, all you heard was, oh, if he was black, this wouldn't have happened. He would have never been freed. This is a guy who killed a bunch of people because they kept letting him out.
Exactly.
Sorry.
No, that was
halfway
good.
Through.
Right? And I'm already tired.
He's a very upstanding citizen.
2011, THC possession, paternity warrant, possessed with intent to deliver THC, and bail jumping.
That's marijuana.
Bail jumping. 2012, failure to appear, resisting arrest. And skip to the end here. And in 2020, firearm convicted of out-of-state felony, endangering safety, domestic abuse, reckless use of firearm, and possession of meth. And in 2021, again, paternity warrant.
And so he actually had a firearms warrant for state lines, not like Kyle Rittenhouse, who did not.
Right. And
Don Lemon.
There was no dirt on Kyle Rittenhouse. None. This guy, time and time, and this is what's terrible about our justice system. We have guys like this because the jails are too full who are being let out time and time again. And
but if he was white, he would have stayed in prison.
Right.
I'm just going to reverse it there.
And to make matters worse, we're allowing thousands and thousands, and don't think we forgot about this, thousands of people are coming over the border, criminals. And people say, well, we got bad people here. That's the problem. We got enough idiots and jackasses here like this guy.
And we won't even keep them in jail.
We can't keep them in jail, but now we're bringing more over to make the problem even worse. And then innocent people who are trying to enjoy, that just pisses me off. They're trying to enjoy a Christmas parade. You have senior citizens, you have little kids, you have animals, you have things like this. And this idiot, because something is going wrong in his life, he and his baby's mama aren't getting along, decides to take the lives of numerous people and change their lives forever.
You're not going to hear the same vitriol that you heard about Kyle Rittenhouse from the media on the left. You're just not going to hear it. When this is an actual case of a disgusting human being.
He needs to be like a Braveheart. He needs to be quartered or like have his arms and legs taken off and then just dropped in a giant anthill. And just left there. And don't let anybody bring your race into this. Just look at the situation for what it is and take the color out of it, and you will see clearly that this was wrong and this guy deserves to be put away forever. I'm thinking death penalty, but anyway,
yeah,
we'll get to that
that'll be drag on. Just lock him away. Yeah. Well, it's just like Biden here. He needs to get all the facts. Just kind of like LeBron. He still needs to do his homework. Did LeBron say anything with this case yet? Doesn't fit his narrative.
No, we haven't heard yet. We haven't heard. I'm sure the jury will decide what they do based on what LeBron says.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. We're gonna wrap this up. We got Christmas coming up really soon here.
Yeah, buy a mug.
Oh,
buy a mug.
Yes.
Get yourself a mug. I know we don't have ours yet, but...
And here's the thing. Those mugs come from somewhere in California. It's not coming from overseas, anywhere there. These are American-made mugs. And
America.
You guys aren't going to believe this. I found this shocking. Believe it or not, there's not a warehouse that's full of thousands and thousands of Cedric and Brian mugs. They make these as they're ordered. Can you believe that? They're not just sitting there just waiting for people to swipe them up.
One day.
So order them now so you get them in time for Christmas, because it takes a while for them to make. Their hands stenciled and paint. No, I'm just making that up.
I'm working on hats too, right here. I've got
Yes.
different ideas. I'm going to send them to Cedric so he can put them on Instagram and Facebook so you guys can pick the design you like, because I'm not going to go ahead and make them until we get your feedback.
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
Guys. Well, hope you guys enjoyed that video. Keep the families, the people that were struck down by this man, in your thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
That is just the definition of evil personified.
Yeah.
Make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell, and share our channel with everyone you know. And please continue being good to each other. Until next time, I'm Cedric.
And I'm Brian. See you later.
Thank you.